this distinction between people who don't want to change and are fixed in who and how they are, and people who are the way they are but are willing to learn and willing to grow and willing to develop, right? So you may encounter somebody who at first interaction, doesn't have access to vulnerability, isn't revealing, doesn't maybe even know themselves, right? But the key like fork there is somebody who's like, and I don't ever want to, right? So I'm never going to go there with you or with anyone, versus somebody who's like, I would love to go there. I don't know how to start, nobody ever showed me or taught me how to get there, like that's somebody you can work with and grow with. You're definitely almost for sure when you meet somebody who might end up as a future partner, you're going to be on different levels of like development, awakening, consciousness, skills, and relationship and whatnot. That's probably for sure that you're not going to just meet somebody exactly at the same level. But if you meet somebody, who's like, I don't know, I guess for those of us who've been in this work and practice a long time, the odds of us meeting somebody who's further back, I guess, let's say, on the developmental trajectory is increasingly likely. So you're probably going to meet somebody who's less, embodied and skilled and access to their own vulnerability. But if they're open to it and they're wanting to go there and they want to grow and they want to learn and they want to develop these skills, like that's amazing. Like that's what you want to check. Not that this person is less vulnerable, embodied, whatever, but to what extent are they open to like learning and growing in that direction? That's actually what you want to be exploring with this person, And if that's the case, then the discrepancy, the difference between your places along the developmental evolutionary arc shouldn't matter hardly as much, right? It's like, yeah, go take an art level 1, and and they're like, hell yeah, like sign me up, I'm ready to go. And then they come back just like, oh my god, like, yeah, now I can share, I can reveal, I've got these feelings, wow, it's opening up this whole world, like amazing. That's like so cool, right? But I encounter people for sure, especially coaching couples, where there is that discrepancy between the two couples or the two members of the partnership. And if one of them, I can tell very quickly, if one of them is resistant, they're like clinging and holding on to like their already existing way of being, and they are just not, the more you try to like invite them to transform, change, heal, go inward, whatever, the more they dig in and resist. Man, that's probably doomed. It's really hard to work with somebody like that or create, an intimate, deep, long-term connection with such a person. So I think it matters way more, the willingness of somebody to learn, grow, be humble, look inward, have courage to explore what's there, than it is where they are, on that evolutionary pathway. I think it was the Gottmans, right, who could predict like whether or not a couple was going to break up very quickly, like based on these certain factors. Like I have a version of that, of like exactly this, like resistance versus, openness, courage, and curiosity, right? If two partners are struggling, but they're both really willing to look deep, and especially deep within themselves, there's every hope, there's every possibility that they can get through it, and not only get through it, but go deeper even on the other side. If I encounter one person who's like that and the other person's just digging their heels in, and blaming and dismissing and diminishing, no, it's not going to work out. Sorry, it's just not going to. I can tell you right away.